Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in to my weekly video message. Having spoken to so many of you over the last few weeks about where we are as a country and what we're worried the future might hold, I've really heard that so many of us are feeling dejected and disheartened and discouraged. While some of us are certainly feeling hopeful about the future, I have heard from so many of you that you're feeling profoundly dispirited and are looking towards the future with distress and despair. Judaism teaches us to build a world of compassion, a world of kindness and care, of empathy, and of particular concern for the most vulnerable among us. So many of us in our community want to live in that world and want our country to be shaped by these values. But in so many ways, the country that we're living in this moment does not look like this. And many of us fear that the hatred and xenophobia and cruelty that we're seeing in this time will only deepen. These are the kinds of moments that, if we're not careful, our hearts might close. We might stop believing in the dream that our people have been fighting for and praying for and believing in for thousands of years. The dream of a world of freedom and justice, of compassion and peace for all of us. But we cannot give up on this dream. It may take longer than we want to get there, and it may feel nearly impossible to imagine that world happening in this moment. But we cannot give up on this dream. And we cannot give up on it because this is the world that we deserve. A world that is kind and compassionate, a world that uplifts all of us in our differences, a world that ensures that we all have what we need to thrive, a world that reflects the heart of Torah and our tradition. This is the world that we deserve. And we cannot give up on making this world a reality. As Jews, we are not a people who give up. Even amidst the most crushing tragedies and cruelty and hatred and destruction that we have experienced as a people over history, we have never given up on this dream. We have always insisted that that world is still possible. And we have never stopped praying and acting and fighting and having faith that that world could be possible, that our world could be different. That is why even as we experience great hatred and cruelty and injustice in this moment and in our country, we must continue to insist on a world of kindness and care. We must insist on this, first and foremost, by treating ourselves and one another with the kindness and care that we all deserve. Rabbi Tamar Elad Applebaum, an Israeli rabbi, made a keychain following the October 7th attacks in Israel that says, "Be the reason that someone believes in the goodness of human beings." This is one of the most powerful things we can do, one of the most powerful ways that we can insist on a world we deserve. And we must also insist on this by making our voice heard in the public square, by joining with others, with organizations, with movements, to demand that our country reflects these values and become the world that we deserve. Doing this will be tough and at times exhausting, and there will be moments where it might feel like fighting for this dream is in vain. But we cannot let ourselves surrender to the forces of hatred and cruelty. We cannot let these forces take away the world of our dreams. We must continue to fight for the world we deserve, even if it takes much longer to achieve than we might have hoped. With that, I want to invite each of us to reflect. As you look towards the future of our country, how are you feeling? And how might each of us continue to insist on the dream of a country of kindness, care, justice, peace, and prosperity for all of us? As usual, I look forward to hearing your responses to these questions. You can reach me at rabbi@bettorah.org. I look forward to hearing what's on your heart and your mind.